Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss indirect method. Okay, so let us consider one problem. So the premises what he has given is P conditional R, Q conditional S, P R Q. The conclusion is S or R we have to prove using the indirect method. Okay. So in indirect method what we are going to consider is the negation of the conclusion. Remember, so what we are going to consider the additional premises is negation of the conclusion. That means negation of S or R. Negation of S or R means negation of S and negation of R. So if you apply the negation. So this one we have to consider it as additional premises. Already we have three premises. This one is the additional premises. So first what I am doing introducing is negation of negation S and negation R. Rule is additional premises. Rule additional premises. If you come across with P and Q, according to the rule I1 and I2, you can write P and Q. That means not S, similarly not R. So not R, you can divide these two like this, not S and not R. So you have derived, that's why it is rule T. So implication is I1. So the implication I1 says what? P and Q is P. So P and Q you can write Q. This is the implication I2. Okay. So next what we have to do? So P conditional R. I am introducing the new premises. That's why rule P. So P conditional R. So if you look at this one, P conditional R and not R. If you mix these two statements 3 and 4, you are going to get not P. So according to this is not I11, this is I12. So this premises, this implication is I12. So P conditional Q and not Q. P conditional Q and not Q. What it says? P conditional Q and not Q gives rise to not P. Okay, not P. So what I did is this is the implication I12, not I11. So 3 and 4 statements I have mixed. Okay. Next what I am doing is I have completed the not R. Not R I have used, but not S I didn't use it at all. So still we have to use this one. That's why I put into mark here. Next what I am doing is so these two completed. These two premises completed. Next I have to introduce PRQ. I am introducing. So P, R, Q and not P. So which implication you have to remember? P, R, Q, not P, I10 implication. What it says I10 implication? P, R, Q, not P gives P and not P will get cancelled. You left with Q. So 5, 6 statements I have combined. So the I10 statements says that P, R, Q and not P gives Q. So that's why Q. So next PRQ completed. You have come across with Q conditional S. So Q conditional S. So if you look at these 7 and 8 statements, what you are in the brain? So P conditional Q and P. So I11. So QQ will get cancelled. You left with S. I11 and 7 and 8 statements I am combining. So if you look at this one, 9th statement is S. Still two second statement I didn't use it at all, not S. So you mix these two statements. So S and not S. So S and not S means it is false. That means a contradiction you are getting. Why you are getting S and not S? So S and not S. Okay, S and not S rule T, I9 implication. So 2 and 9 combining. Second and 9th statement combining. S and not S is a contradiction you are getting. Why you are getting a contradiction? You have taken the negation of the conclusion. That's why you are getting the contradiction. So negation is not correct. That means original what he has given SRR is the valid conclusion. So SRR is a valid conclusion. Okay, this is way of solving the indirect method. Okay, now we'll go to the some another problem. P conditional Q, Q conditional R, not P and R, P or R, conclusion is R. How many statement premises? 4 premises, 1 conclusion. In indirect method, you have to take the negation of the conclusion. So negation of the conclusion is what? Not R. That we have to introduce as rule P. So rule additional premises, rule AP, rule additional premises, not R. So next we have to, I am introducing the PRR. So PRR and not R. So PRR and not R. So which law I am using is the I10. I10. So I10, what it says? PRQ not P. P and not P will get cancelled. You left with Q. Similarly here R and not R will get cancelled. You left with P. Okay. Next. These two completed. Now I am trying to introduce P conditional Q as rule P. Again PP will get cancelled. According to the rule I11 you left with Q. So rule I11, 3-4 statements combining. So I11 what it says? P conditional Q P gives rise to Q. So now I am come across with Q. So this completed. So Q conditional R, I am introducing Q conditional R. Again QQ will get cancelled. You left with R. So which statement implication I am using? I11. Which statements I am combining? 5 and 6 I am combining. So next I am introducing negation of P and R. Negation of P and R. So rule P. So negation P and will become R, negation R. Okay, negation R. R I didn't use it at all here. So R I didn't use it. Okay. So if you come across with negation P or not R, this can be written as P conditional not R. So P conditional not R. So P R Q can be written as not P R Q can be written as P conditional Q. Like that, if you apply this one, you come across with P conditional not R. So if you look at this one, 10th statement and 7th statement, 10 and 7, if you mix these two, so P conditional not R and R. So if you come across, this is in terms of the P conditional Q and not Q, but here somewhat different. Here it is P conditional not R and R. Same rule you can apply. How you can apply means, here not R is there na? So this R you can write it as not of not R. So not of not R. So here also if you look at this one, here Q is there, this one negation here, so therefore these two will get cancelled. So you come across with negation not of P. Here also not P conditional not R is there, so this you can write as not of not R. Therefore not R will get cancelled. Not P you come across with. So not P come across with. So next, so if you look at this one, P, here in the third statement P is there, here in the 11th statement not P you come across with. So P and not P is a false contradiction. Therefore given one R is a valid conclusion. R is a valid conclusion. Okay. Next we will go to one more problem. So one P conditional QRR, Q conditional not P, S conditional not R, P, conclusion is P conditional not S he has given. So what in indirect method what we are doing? Negation of the conclusion you have to consider. So negation of the consider means negation of P conditional S. So negation as usual I am writing, I am removing implication. So what you left with is not P or not S. Now you apply the negation. Not of not B is P. R will become end. Not of not S is S. P and S. So now this P and S I am introducing as rule AP or additional premises. So P and S can be written as P and S. This is rule T according to the implication I1 and I2. Now P is there, that's why I am introducing P conditional QRR. So if you look at the second and fourth statement, if you combine P conditional Q and P, PP will get cancelled, you left with QRR. So this is derived, that's why rule T, I11, 2 and 4 statements I am combining. So QRR you are getting. Next what I am doing is the S conditional not or. I am introducing as S conditional not or as rule P. Okay. So in the third statement S is there. Here in the sixth statement S conditional not or is there. So if you apply the I11 rule for the third and sixth statements, you come across with not or. So this is derived, that's why rule T, I11, 3 and 6 I am combined. Okay. Next what I am doing is the Q. So how you got this Q means, so 5 and 7 statements I have combined. QRR and 7 statement is not R. These two statements I am combining. So QRR and not R. So if you look at this one, PRQ not P model, R and not R will get cancelled, you left with Q. This is rule I10. So next Q conditional not P I am introducing as rule P. If you mix the 8 and 9 statements, you come across with not P. Derived, that's why rule T, I11, 8 9 statements combined. Okay. Next, so Q and not P also completed. Next P, I am introducing P. So P as rule P. So if you combine the 10 and 11 statements, P and not P, this is a contradiction, false. So therefore why you got the false? You have taken the negation of the conclusion. That's why you got contradiction. Therefore original conclusion is a valid conclusion. That means P conditional not S is a valid conclusion. So next we will go to one more problem in indirect method. R conditional not Q one premises, R or S is one premises, S conditional not Q is one more premises, P conditional Q one more premises, means 4 premises. Conclusion is not P. In indirect method, you have to consider the negation of the conclusion. Therefore negation of the conclusion is P as rule of additional premises. So next P conditional Q, introduce the P conditional Q as rule P. If you mix these two statements, if you combined I11, implication I11, PP will get cancelled, you left with Q, combining 1 and 2 statements. Next, what I am doing is that these two completed premises. Next you left with 3 more. Next I am introducing the R conditional not Q. I am introducing the again S conditional not Q and RRS. So if you look at these three, RRS, R is going to not Q, S is going to not Q. According to the implication I14, what you left with is not Q, I14. Okay. So if you come across with in the third statement it is Q, here in the seventh statement it is not Q. So 3 and 7, Q and not Q, this is the implication I9. So Q and not Q is a contradiction, false. Therefore why you got the false? Negation of the conclusion you have taken. Therefore original what he has given is a valid conclusion. That means not P is a valid conclusion. So next one, we are doing the problem inconsistency of the premises. How we have to prove? So the basic difference between the inconsistency of the premises and the indirect method in the previous problems. Look at the problem. So here show that the following premises are inconsistent. So one premises he has given, second premises he has given, third, fourth premises he has given. if you look at this problem and the previous problems, here there is no conclusion at all. There is no conclusion at all. In the previous problems, in indirect method, we have the conclusion. Here only premises he has given. We have to check these premises are consistent or inconsistent. Okay, first observe what are the conditionals here. If then like that we have. So now I have considered the P as Jack misses many classes through illness, Q as Jack fails in high school, R as Jack is uneducated, S as Jack reads a lot of books. From the given sentences I have concluded P, Q or S as 4 statements. So the first can be written as, if Jack misses many classes, if Jack misses many classes means P. P conditional, he fails high school, that means Q. P conditional Q. Second statement, if Jack fails high school, that means Q. He is uneducated, R, that means Q conditional R. Third statement, if Jack reads a lot of books, that means yes. He is not educated. He is not educated. So he is not educated, that means S conditional. He is not uneducated. He is not uneducated means S conditional, not R. So the last one, Jack misses many classes through illness and reads a lot of books. So what is the here, if then is there, here the what is the conjunction we have, and. Here the conjunction is and. Therefore this is P, this is S, therefore P and S. So that means we have the 4 premises. Only premises he will give in finding the consistency and inconsistency problems. Now what we have to do is you have to consider these 4 premises. P conditional Q like that. Okay. In inconsistent method, what I am doing is first I am introducing one premises P conditional Q as rule P. Next I am introducing Q conditional as R as also rule P. Q will get cancelled. You left with P conditional R according to the rule I13. I13 what it says? P conditional Q, Q conditional R gives rise to P conditional R. Okay, next these 2 completed, 2 more left with. So next what I am doing is the S conditional not R. I am introducing it as rule P. S conditional R, S conditional not R. So here P conditional R, S conditional not R. So I am trying to do this problem as R conditional something I am trying to write. So S conditional not R can be written as not R conditional S. Again we have to add one more not to the both sides. Therefore this will become, so this is according to the rule T, implication equivalence E18. P conditional Q can be written as not Q conditional not P. This is the equivalence 18. So then what happens here, R conditional not S you come across with, R conditional not S you come across with. So if you check third statement and sixth statements, if you mix this one according to the I13 rule, according to the I13 rule, so RR will get cancelled, P conditional not S. I13 what it says, P conditional Q, Q conditional R gives rise P conditional R. So what are the statements you have mixed? 3 and 6 derived, that's by T. Okay, next P conditional not S can be written as P conditional Q, not P or Q model. So not P in place of conditional or not S. Okay, so now I am taking the common negation. So therefore P R will become and S. So if you look at this one, not P and S. So now I am introducing P and S as rule P. If I mix these 2 statements 9 and 10, P and S and not P and S, this is rule T according to the implication I9. So in the inconsistency problem, finally what we have to prove is, you have to prove it as a contradiction model. That means R and not R, Q and not Q, P and not P, like that you have to get it. So if you come across, if you get like this, therefore then you can say that given premises are inconsistent. If you come across with like this, then the given premises you can say that they are inconsistent. Okay. Next, one more problem where we will go through that one. P conditional Q, P conditional R, Q conditional not R, and P. Only premises he will give in inconsistency or consistency problem. There is no conclusion at all. So first I am introducing the P conditional Q as rule P. Next one, Q conditional not R as also rule P. QQ will get cancelled. P conditional not R you left with. According to the rule implication I13. Implication I13 what it says? P conditional Q, Q conditional R, QQ will get cancelled. P conditional R you left with. I have derived, that's where rule T. I am combining the 1 and 2 statements. Next, P I am introducing as the rule P. So PP will get cancelled. You left with not R. According to the I11, I have combined the 3-4 statements, derived, that's why T. So I11 implication is like this. Next, what I am doing is the P conditional Q completed. Okay, Q conditional not R completed. P also completed. Now I am introducing the P conditional R. So P conditional R and not R. P conditional R and not R. So what you left with is not P you will come across with. So not P. So according to the implication I12, not P you come across with. So next, if you combine the 4th statement and the 7th statement, P and not P you come across with. So while in the, solving the inconsistency problems, finally you have to prove like this: R and not R, P and not P, Q and not Q, like that you have to prove. If you prove this one, this is a contradiction, therefore the given premises are inconsistent. Okay, then you can say that given premises are inconsistent. If you cannot prove like this, then the given premises are consistent, like that. Okay, one more problem. Again, I am introducing A intersection D as rule P. Already you know this one, you can write it as A and D according to the implication I1 and I2. Derived, that's why it is rule T, rule T. So I1 what it says is P and Q. P and Q you can write Q. So now I am introducing A conditional, B conditional, C. If you come across with 2 and 4 statements, if you mix, A will get cancelled, B conditional, C you left with. So rule T, because derived, 2 and 4 statements mixed, I11 says this is the P conditional Q, P gives rise Q. Next, what I am doing is this one I am rewriting it as P conditional Q can be written as not P or Q. So not B or C. So next what I am doing is I am introducing D conditional B and not C. D conditional B and not C. But in the 6th statement not B or C is there. Here you come across with the B and not C is there. Here R, here and. So in the 7th statement I want to convert this and to R. How will you do that one? If you can apply a negation. So that's why I am P conditional Q can be written as Q conditional P. That's I am applying. Therefore B and not C conditional D. If you want to write like this, you have to both sides you have to apply one negation. So one negation I have applied. So that what is the negation? Equivalent saying P conditional Q can be written as not Q conditional not P. Therefore apply the negation. This one is not B and will become R. Not of not C is C. Conditional not D. So if you look at the problem, 6th and 9th statements, not B or C, not B or C to not D. That means P conditional Q, P. That means I11 if you apply, what you left with is not D. These two will get cancelled. not D you come across with. So already in the third statement D is there, you come across with the 10th statement not D is there. So according to the I9 implication, D and not D you can write. So if you can write D and not D, the given premises are inconsistent. Okay, so this is about the inconsistency problem. Thank you all.